This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Littleton, Colorado. I'm here with PC Answers. Since 1996, they have been the computer tune-up experts, Denver Metro's premier computer repair shop, serving folks, businesses across Denver. I'm here with John, who is the owner, Colorado-owned, managed business here. John, you've been at it for some time. I mean, really for over 2 decades, you've been serving the public out here. Before that, you were basically helping people with something we all relied on, which is our automobiles. Now you're helping people with something that we all rely on, which is our computer. Tell me a little bit how you got involved and got started doing this.
Well, for a long time, computers were a hobby of mine. I just enjoyed playing with them, working around with them, and I was doing things for friends, for neighbors, for family. And I did work in the automotive service industry for almost 35 years. Yeah, the last 10 years before I started the company, I was assistant service manager at a dealer. And then after 9/11 hit, of course, when the economy went down, I thought that was the perfect time. Instead of going broke at the dealership, I'd see if I could make money fixing computers.
You have done quite well. I mean, we were out here probably 3-4 years ago, and nothing's really changed. People are still using computers. I mean, quite honestly, it doesn't surprise anybody, but what surprises me, the fact that we use them more than we did even 4 or 5 years ago. We are checking bank balances. We are basically watching Netflix at night on our computers. We are basically tracking our kids. We're renting our cars, selling our cars, renting our homes. You name it, a little bit of everything in between. Did you ever think that computers would really evolve in the way that they have?
No, and I had a concern probably 3 or 4 years ago. It's with the onset of tablets and so much cloud-based that, maybe computers would start, going backwards as far as being a viable business. But like you say, more and more people are dependent on them. Just this morning, I delivered to one of my customers 3 laptops for her kids and put on there the Microsoft Family Safety. So mom, from her computer, can log in to the account and see everything and restrict everything that her kids are doing while they're on their laptops. So it's a really great way for them to stay on top of the kids. And
absolutely. And as we, the public, I know for myself, we rely so much on computers, so when they do go down, our life kind of stops. I mean, we're caught in our tracks there. Is this the kind of urgency and a critical moment that your team is probably very used to?
Oh, absolutely. You wouldn't believe how often we have a customer come in our front door and say, I can't believe it. I've got to get my bills paid and my computer's not working. And I think that's one of the advantages of us being a small business. A lot of the big box stores, and some of them do a good job, but you have to drop your computer off. They'll ship it to a repair center. You might get it back working just great in 2 weeks.
Wow. I mean, when we're talking, like you said, big box, as consumers, we have a lot of choices out there when our computer breaks down. From the big box down the street, many professionals across Denver that, quite honestly, are here today and are possibly gone tomorrow. We've got kids out there on Craigslist that are happy to take your money to fix your computer for you. Why is it these are possibly not the best choices when it comes to handing over something so valuable?
Well, I think one of the big things, we're really proud of the fact that for over 10 years now that I've been on the Better Business Bureau, I've been a Gold Star member of the Better Business Bureau. The company's had zero complaints. We take care of our customers. Being a small company, we know our customers individually. It's not like if you go into one of the big box stores and they write an invoice up and the guy working on your computer has no idea of who you are. Here we talk directly to almost every customer that comes in. We can sit there and get the best information about what the problem is, and so we can fix it right the first time.
I know my computer is very valuable to me. My wife makes jokes all the time. She said if the house started on fire, she's not sure if I grab her or grab my laptop. I mean, both are very valuable. We have a lot of valuable information on there. We definitely don't want to hand it over just to anyone. You make it really convenient for folks because you'll actually go right on site to them. Is that something that you've done from the day one?
Yeah, and that's actually how PC Answers got started. When I first started, it was me, my cell phone, and my little car. And then as the business grew and we got busier and busier, it's about 10 years now, when I opened our location down here, and we've still been in the same place, really easy access right off of Littleton Boulevard. And that was the only way to keep up. But I still do all the mobile service. Like I say, the van, I carry parts, I carry power supplies. So, if you come out and there is a hardware problem on your computer, unless it's really something critical, like a big main motherboard, I can put in a power supply, I can add memory, I can do whatever right at your home or your office, get you back and going and not have to wait and take it somewhere.
Excellent. I mean, obviously, it's a bad day when somebody wakes up, boots at the computer, and sees that blue screen of death, something that just kind of puts a look on your face. But quite honestly, as you, a professional, you're able to troubleshoot and find out what happened. I mean, I know people are probably a little standoffish when you ask, what did you do? But quite honestly, a lot of times there's things that we do that can help you find out what happened.
And that's true. I think the diplomatic way to say it is what happened right before this event occurred. But yeah, at the same time, that's one of the advantages, again, of coming in and dealing directly with the people that are going to work on it, is you can get the details. And a lot of times people don't know, but that's where we've got, my technician is excellent. You know, we could diagnose the problem, we can figure out exactly what's happening, and like I said, we can do it right the first time.
Excellent. Do you still provide a free system analysis? And if so, what is that involved there?
We do, and actually, whatever the problem may be, whatever, you know, if the computer won't turn on, if it won't boot, if it crashes, if you bring it into the shop, the system analysis is absolutely free. If we have to go out on site, of course, there is because of the time and mileage involved, there's a minimum $50 diagnostic charge. But again, if it's something that I come out to your home or your office and say, wow, you know, I think we've got a bad hard drive, I have to take it back to the shop, then I'm not going to charge you for that first trip. It'll just be the regular service call plus, you know, the repairs it needs.
Some of the things that you're still looking for are things like that of viruses, spyware. We're talking about malware. I've even heard of things called ransomware. I mean, you've really got to keep apprised of what's happening out there, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. And ransomware has gotten to be a huge problem. You know, in the news, there's been stories, police departments, about 6 months ago, there was even a major hospital back east. They had to pay the bad guys. They had to pay the bad guys because what happens if you get ransomware, they encrypt all of the files on your computer. And there's no way to get them back without their encryption key. And so they use Bitcoin. If people have heard about Bitcoin, that's kind of funky digital currency. And you'll have to pay anywhere from, it started out at $3, now it's usually $5, $700, $800 in Bitcoin to get your info back. And there's no way to do it without it. That's why it's so critical to have both an antivirus program that's up to date and these days an anti-malware program. We use a program called Malwarebytes.
A basic system tune-up versus that of a tune-up that can take care of some of that malware. Are those two separate?
Yeah, basic system tune-up. I think we're still doing the price we were doing last time we talked, which is $75. That clears out the temp files. It optimizes Windows startup. It makes sure that, you know, if there's no main problem, it's like tuning up your car. If you've got malware or if you've got a virus, then here in the shop it's $125. And any of those services, if it's on site for me coming out to your home or office, there's just a $20 trip charge. So
that is fantastic. It makes it very convenient and easy for folks as well as affordable. I know for myself, I don't even work on a desktop anymore. I can work on a laptop. That thing goes with me everywhere. I wake up to it. I go to bed with it. Basically, it takes some wear and tear. What about hardware as far as broken screens, messed up keyboards, even batteries that go out or AC adapters? Is that things you can help with as well?
We handle all of that, and my tech is super good. It amazes me. Like, I'm an old guy and used to be a mechanic. He can take a laptop apart with 100 teeny tiny screws in half an hour, and I look at it and think it's really darn good thing he's here to put it back together, because my fingers would never do it. But anything hardware on a laptop, we can handle it.
Between you, your top tech, you have a lot of years of experience back on the workbench there. The customer service people have looked forward to for years.
I think so, and a lot of that honestly came from my automotive service background, where you take your car in, you don't bother the mechanic, you're talking to the service writer, and he passes that along to the mechanic, and then the service writer handles all the paperwork. Well, here our front office gal handles all the paperwork, the check-in, so the techs can do what they're supposed to do, which is fix your computer.
That is wonderful. Obviously, life happens out there. Computers go down. Prevention is always a key. Is it still very important that people have backups in place so they can pretty much sleep well at night?
I do. We recommend, not only an on-site backup like an external hard drive, but a lot of the cloud backups, because I did have a case of a customer in Parker who was a real estate agent, and her office was broken into and their computers were stolen, plus their backup drives. So she was in a really bad spot. So, Carbonite, Mozy, there's several online backups. They're really a good investment because there's, God forbid that, your house has a fire. You're going to be grabbing your kids and your pets. You're not going to think about the external backup drive for your computer. So having an on-site and off-site backup, I think, is ideal.
Absolutely. Viewers, keep that in mind. You want to make sure that prevention out there is something that you're taking care of. But also remember that when it does go down on you, turn to a professional, somebody who's going to be here tomorrow for your computer, someone who's prepared to make a complete backup of your hard drive if that is necessary. They basically have a great A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau. Like you said there, they've got the Gold Star Award. This is a company that's been here for many years. We came out here years ago because we've heard that this was the place. This was pretty much the go-to guys when it comes to computer problems out there. Let me ask you this. I see a lot of things you're offering here as far as even home theater. Is that something you still deal with?
We do home theater, and also my tech is one area we didn't used to get into that we do now is high-end gaming systems. Okay. Right behind us, actually, is a computer that's set up. It has home theater software on it where you can do online. You talk about people talking about cutting the cord. You can stream. There's so many different ways that you can actually get movies and everything, TV, without. So he's built a really nice combination high-end gaming system and home entertainment system.
Pretty much everything you do is high-end, be it security systems, the theater systems. Basically, a person wants to come in here and buy a computer set up to their specs that they like. Is that something as well they can do?
Absolutely. We're a Dell Direct partner. We sell a lot of brand new Dells, but we also sell a custom computer if somebody has something that needs, for instance, a higher-end video card or they want a gaming system. And we have refurbished systems, that we always test all the components, do a brand new legal load of your operating system, which again is one of the things that some of the Craigslist ads you really have to be aware of is you may not have a legal version of Windows, and at some point it's just going to quit working on you. Everything we do is legally licensed, and we'll support it. If you have questions when you get it home, if you have questions 6 months from now, give us a call.
Excellent. John, basically you began a business here, like you said, one guy out of his car with a cell phone driving around. You've really expanded. You've served a lot of folks out there. We see online reviews. People love what you're doing out there. You're part of a community here. Is it important that you give back? Is that something for you?
Oh, absolutely. There's a local Littleton, I don't know what you'd call it. They're like a networking group. And we like doing that. We also give, we have a lot of older customers on limited incomes in this area. And the nice thing, again, about being a small business is we can be flexible. If you've got some gal who's, living in assisted living and has to have her computer, we'll help them out.
When the company first began out there, John, it was PC Answers. That was a name that you came up with, which really fits the bill well. But really, you're working on any type of computer out there anymore?
No, absolutely. We do PCs, we do Macs. That's a lot of people, because of the name PC Answers, don't realize that. But we can do just about anything on your Mac. We do tablets, just about anything that you have, we can take care of.
Absolutely. So your donation of time as well as effort has paid off for the both of you there. Folks, take a look at the bottom of the screen. You're going to see their contact information right there. Once again, this is a company, if you're located right here close by, bring your computer in. They can set you up and find out what it is you're going to need. If you're not sure or you don't want to take the computer out, not sure about dismantling it there, you can also basically just give them a call. They'll go on site and take a look for you as well. Once again, that's PC Answers, located right here in Littleton, Colorado since 1996, the computer tune-up experts. This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.